Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever felt like your life is being pulled in different directions
Hmm.
by forces you can barely control?
Yeah, it happens. Like career demands versus maybe wanting more personal connection.
Exactly. Or, that sudden pull towards something new that just makes you question everything.
Uh-huh.
So today, we're diving deep into precisely that. The complex, often kind of messy interplay between ambition, desire, and, well, loyalty in human relationships.
And what's fascinating here, our source material is excerpts from Danielle Steele's novel, Irresistible Forces.
Right, fiction, but it really digs in.
It does. It serves as this, well, surprisingly candid case study. You get a detailed look at the sacrifices people make, the choices they face.
And the consequences, right? The ripple
And
effects.
absolutely, often painful consequences. So our mission really is to pull out the key insights from this narrative. It's sort of a shortcut to understanding the human heart caught between these competing desires, these irresistible forces.
Irresistible forces, yeah. Okay, so let's set the scene.
Yeah.
Imagine two incredibly driven people, top of their game, demanding careers, New York City.
Okay.
First, there's Dr. Stephen Whitman. He's a top trauma surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
And the book just throws us right in. A harrowing scene in Harlem.
Yeah, the street shooting,
Yeah.
sirens, chaos.
Total chaos. And he's desperately trying to save this little 5-year-old girl, Danielle, Washington, and a police officer who's down.
It paints a brutal picture, doesn't it? This war zone environment he works in.
It really does. And the emotional toll, you feel it immediately.
That raw, visceral intro to Steve's life, it sets the tone straight away. It shows you the kind of pressure, the human suffering he deals with daily.
Mm-hmm.
You see him grappling with these moments of just pure defeat,
Ugh.
losing Danella,
Yeah.
or wrestling with the uselessness, the waste of it all. His whole world is life and death. It shapes him.
Profoundly. Then there's his wife, Meredith Whitman.
Okay, the other side of the coin.
Exactly. She's navigating an equally cutthroat world, totally different. High finance. She's a partner at a big Wall Street investment bank.
Right. We see her prepping for an IPO, an initial public offering.
Yep. Using all the jargon like red herring for the prospectus. You see the precision, the long hours.
Absolute focus required, meticulous work.
So this immediately brings up a big question, doesn't it?
How do two people with careers like that make a marriage work?
Right. The book says 14 years married. Steve's still crazy in love with her.
Uh-huh. And there's deep respect there for each other's work.
But their schedules.
Yeah.
Erratic. Time together is super rare, like stolen moments.
Yeah. And it mentions, specifically, no children. A conscious choice because of these two all-consuming careers.
Although it adds that little note.
Yeah.
An option neither of them had entirely ruled out yet.
Interesting detail. Keeps that door slightly ajar.
So what does this mean for you listening, maybe juggling your own busy life, their early relationship?
Yeah.
It almost seems like this scarcity makes it precious.
Yeah, those rare moments become incredibly valuable. But you do have to wonder.
How long can that last?
Exactly. Before something's got to give.
Okay, and here's where things really start to shift. Meredith gets a huge new client.
Ah, the catalyst.
Callan Dow. He's the CEO of Dow Tech, a high-tech medical diagnostics company she's taking public.
And he's a contrast to Steve, isn't he? Brilliant entrepreneur, built his company from scratch.
Totally self-made.
And Callan's personal history is, well, it's crucial here. He's divorced.
Right, with 3 kids. Andy, Julie, Mary Ellen.
And his ex-wife, Charlotte, an entertainment lawyer. She basically left him and the kids for her career and another guy.
Ouch.
Yeah. And that experience really colored his views on family, commitment,
Yeah.
especially his views on women who prioritize career over kids.
You can see where this might lead. So they're on this intense IPO roadshow, multi-city tour.
Mm-hmm. Selling the company to investors.
And Callan doesn't hold back. He asks Meredith directly about her choices, about having children.
And he throws out this pretty bold theory.
Really provocative. He says, I think when a woman really trusts a man, she wants to have his children.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah. And he even suggests her not wanting kids might be less about her career and more about maybe a lack of deep trust in Steve.
That's quite a thing to suggest to your investment banker.
Right. But Meredith, she stands her ground.
How does she respond?
She says pretty firmly that she believes children deserve to have full-time mothers. And besides, she just has too much fun doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
She even thinks of her clients, their companies, as the children she had never had.
Which, if you connect that to the bigger picture, it really taps into that ongoing societal tension, right? career versus motherhood, the pressure, especially for women, to choose or compromise.
Definitely. The novel uses them to play out those conflicting ideas.
So Meredith and Callan, they're spending tons of time together, traveling, dealing with issues like this difficult CFO, Charlie McIntosh,
Right, adding to the pressure cooker environment.
and their professional relationship deepens. They share this real passion for business, something Steve isn't really part of.
That shared world creates a different kind of connection, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Fertile ground for something more. The text even kind of hints Callan's admiring her in ways that go beyond just business. Makes you wonder about the boundaries.
Yeah, where are the lines?
So let's connect this back. You've got Meredith on this intense roadshow, Callan constantly there, and Steve back in New York, still in that high-stress trauma unit.
The distance is huge. Bi-coastal marriage under immense strain.
Enormous strain. Steve really feels it. He feels the loneliness, the separation, complains he feels married to an imaginary friend.
Or a flight attendant, I think he said.
Yeah, something like that. It shows how disconnected he's starting to feel.
And meanwhile, Meredith and Callan,
Yeah.
that connection is growing,
He's openly admiring her, her drive, her smarts. Their bond deepens.
leading to that moment on Christmas Eve.
Ah, yes. He kisses her.
And she feels this irresistible force.
There it is again, the tidal force. The lines are definitely blurring now. It's not just professional admiration.
Not at all. But it's not just Meredith's story changing.
Yeah.
Steve's world is shifting too, simultaneously but separately.
Right. That job he hoped for in California.
Falls through.
Yeah.
So he's stuck in New York, in that demanding job, feeling more and more isolated.
And that loneliness, that frustration, it leads him somewhere else.
To Anna Gonzalez.
The locum tenens doctor. Straightforward, compassionate.
She's temporary staff, filling in.
Exactly. And their connection, which starts professionally, becomes a source of comfort, of solace for Steve.
And eventually it becomes physical.
Yeah. The novel presents it very much as a consequence of his emotional state, his isolation within the marriage. His needs aren't being met.
The text really spells out his despair. He feels like they're drifting apart like strangers. So he tries this big gesture, flies out to surprise Meredith for Valentine's Day in California.
How does that go?
It's a disaster, complete
Right.
disaster. The intimacy isn't there, it's strained. And then
What happens?
he finds a gift, a very expensive gold watch from Callan.
Oof. That would definitely spark concern.
Deep concern leads to a big, painful confrontation about where they stand.
So the novel, through both their stories running in parallel, it really makes you ask, right, what can a marriage actually take?
Yeah, when those basic needs aren't met and something else, someone else, seems to offer fulfillment.
Both of them are coping, or trying to cope, with enormous pressure. Steve's affair with Anna, it's brief, but it's a direct result of that emotional void.
And Meredith, pulled by the excitement of Dow Tech, this intense connection with Callan. She's struggling too. Guilt, confusion.
Feeling like her whole world is starting to come apart.
So where does this all lead for them? The future looks pretty shaky.
It drives towards this really painful reckoning. Meredith makes a big decision,
She takes the permanent job at Dow Tech, chief financial officer.
solidifying her life in California, cementing that move.
And Steve, he makes one last huge effort. A monumental sacrifice.
What does he do?
He quits his job. His prestigious New York trauma job.
Wow. For what?
For a lower level, less challenging ER position out in California. Just to be with her.
That's massive. Giving up his whole career identity, essentially.
It is. But the irony the novel shows us is just stark.
It doesn't fix things.
Not at all. The sacrifice doesn't mend what's broken. His new job. He hates it. Feels underutilized, miserable.
Leads to resentment, maybe drinking.
Exactly. And the old problems resurface. The disconnect, the strain.
So the grand gesture wasn't enough.
No. And Meredith eventually admits it. She said she didn't hate him, but
Blake.
she just didn't love him anymore. And the reason? Because he wasn't Callan.
Ah, that's heartbreakingly honest.
It is. And that leads Steve to finally leave. He realizes he lost her the moment she moved out there.
So the novel kind of challenges that idea that love conquers all, doesn't it?
It's a-
Suggests shared purpose, connection. Maybe they matter just as much or more.
Seems so. So Meredith's left alone. Career, yes, but facing the reality of her choices.
The void left by Steve.
She files for divorce. And things with Callan shift, too.
How so?
He's angry at first that she went back to Steve, even briefly. Then he tries to rekindle things.
And Meredith.
She pulls back. Now she sees him just as her CEO. She's reflecting, feeling older, wiser, and far more cautious.
Learned some hard lessons.
Yeah, wanting honesty, somebody, and something real. She even thinks about moving back to New York.
Interesting. But the story's not quite done, is it? There's another twist.
A big one, almost cyclical.
Yeah.
Steve's getting ready to leave New York, planning to do pro bono work in developing countries.
A new chapter for him.
But then he gets caught in a street shooting.
No way, the very thing.
The very trauma he spent his career treating
Yeah.
is this incredibly powerful moment of convergence.
And who's there?
Anna, his former colleague, his brief lover.
She's the one who has to save him.
Yeah. In this dramatic surgery, it brings everything full circle. His past work, his personal choices, all colliding in this life or death moment. He's back, but badly wounded.
Wow. So life's unpredictability just slams back into focus.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the novel ends there, really. Steve's recovery is uncertain. Meredith is still in California, grappling with her new reality, this solitary life.
It's just this complex tapestry, isn't it? Choices, desires, unforeseen paths. What happens when these irresistible forces take hold?
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This whole deep dive into irresistible forces,
Yeah.
thinking about those huge choices we make, career, relationships,
Yeah, how ambition can create distance, sometimes unintentionally.
and how human connection, whether it's old or new, can bring comfort but also massive complications.
The novel really hammers home that question, I think. When you're faced with these forces, ambition, new attraction, wanting a different life, how do you know? Know if it's leading you towards genuine fulfillment or towards isolation, maybe causing pain you didn't foresee for yourself, for others.
It challenges you to look beyond that immediate pull, that irresistible feeling. Maybe the biggest takeaway, the nugget of insight here, is that every single choice creates ripples. And sometimes the path forward only becomes clear through the chaos that choice creates.
That's a sobering thought.
Meredith and Steve's story.
Mm.
It definitely pushes us to think about what really matters when, the dust settles, when the spotlight fades.
And whether those forces we follow, those irresistible ones, actually lead us where we truly belong.
So thinking about all this, what stands out to you? In your own life, what kinds of irresistible forces might be at play? And, maybe more importantly, how are you navigating the choices they demand?